You know, Nino, this really does bring some flashbacks.
Yep. That's why I brought you here. Vinny is fucking up the material market.
Oh,
No,
God.
I'm kidding. No. I do want to talk about materials, though.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to give you the high level, and then let me know, you know, we can dive deep if, because this is a little complex. But I don't want to, like, bore you with words. Background. The budget is fucked. Not even a little fucked. Extremely fucked. Up until yesterday, I was having to pay these Blaine County fucks that spend their time down in the city. I'd estimate out of a budget of $35 million a week, they're taking away about $2 million, right? Luckily, I talked to the feds and, you know, pulled some strings, and now that's resolved. Taxes are where I have to keep them. Every job in total probably only makes about $1.5 million. The city is fucking bleeding cash. And more or less, I can barely change anything. Now, I am trying to pull some strings with, you know, Washington to see if they can give me a little bit more breathing room. But where all this kind of lands is, you've probably seen the difference. Do you know what happened Saturday? Do you know about Saturday?
Yeah, I heard about it.
All right. So the reason I did that is the big long fact of the matter is no one wants to do sanitation, right? They get robbed. They get robbed enough. Now their time value, how much money they're making, becomes less or not worth their time. So if we have an average of, like, let's say 2 trucks running a day versus like the full 10, 12 or whatever the fuck it is, there's less material. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, like, you shouldn't rob the Sani drivers. Fuck that. You know what I mean? You're going to do what you got to do. But in the grand scheme of things, there's a couple things. I know your PCs are busting, as is most of the cities. There's barely any repair pots for a lot of the city. And so I got to cooking, right? The first thing I did was a Sani Saturday. Cost the state about $5 million, which is 13% of the total weekly budget. Right? The total amount of budget that sanitation uses up with Sani Saturday is 35%. In other words, for some crazy reason, it costs $30 per material to the state. I want you to think about that for a second. The state is paying $30 for every material that sanitation makes. So in other words, I can't put the slider any higher because all the paychecks are going to stop. So I found the solution. I'm going to be starting. Do you know what OPEC is?
No.
It's like, you know how like all the Middle Eastern countries, they'll save their oil together and then they sell it like to the United States and like the UK. I want to buy all the material and make a Los Santos material reserve.
Oh.
Yeah. Because right now, Blaine County's eating half that material. Well, maybe not half, but like, you know, a quarter of the material. Some of these random bozos that show up like God knows how often are using up some materials. And there's barely any materials out there, and barely any for any mechanic shops.
Yeah, that is true.
So if I subsidize and purchase all materials for a little bit higher than the market value, and then resell it to authorized mechanic businesses, now all of a sudden, I can ensure that repairs are always available. Now, you might be wondering, where do you fit into all this? If you have a mechanic shop, and you need material, you got as much as you need.
Say that again?
If you become one of those mechanic shops, not only do you get to employ shops that are going to help keep the city repaired, but you're going to have a full tap on those materials inside. So let me say it again. How much do you think material goes for right now? Like $8?
$8 to $11.
Okay. So imagine the state buys all material for $11. But then we subsidize it and sell it directly to you for $8.
Okay, so like, but how are you gonna sell it to people outside mechanic shops? So obviously you're gonna have an excess amount.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I mean, there'll be some we'll give back to like the general population, maybe 20% of it. But the point here is, Flippy, think about it this way. How much would you say throughout the course of how much material do you think your crew uses up?
Oh,
Like
you have
the
no
total
idea.
city? Like maybe 10%?
Oh, I don't know, bro. We go through so much.
But I doubt you guys use more than 10% of the entire. What I'm
Probably
doing.
not.
Yeah. But the thing is, if I control all the material, right? And I'm making sure that, let's say, 5 mechanic shops, 6 mechanic shops, whatever, are always operating. And those mechanic shops are backed by, like, key parts of the city. Transparently, there'd be one in Cyprus. Maybe one that you've got going in Mirror Park. Maybe one that's going down in La Porta, right? Instead of 50 different independent bullshit, like God knows what the fuck they're doing, sources, it gets siphoned into 6. The city gets their repairs, and crews like yourself get a steady supply of material for the same price you're paying right now.
How many people do you have on board with this?
You are the second. I'm going to be talking to Lang and Kay later.
I mean, if other people go on board, it'd be dumb for me to say no, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just, I'm not even, it's not even that I'm saying no. I'm just, I don't know.
It sounds big, and it is. I'm talking about an entire underground trade, and I want to explain something to you. I have 2 of the best businessmen, clean civilians, that are backing this. They're going to be managing everything. The purchasing, the trading. You're going to have a legitimate business front that is going to be backed by the state. Every transaction will look like a material transaction. And as shit gets heated up, you will have a crazy backbone to do some really sick shit. But I need as many people to back this. I'll talk to the rest. And I can promise this much, that if this works, the city's going to look a lot different.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying no. I'm not against it, you know?
Yeah.
I just kind of like, I guess I want to see things like move, like, you know, forward, and then me like see things flowing, I guess, to have a bigger opinion on it.
Yeah. One thing that would help me very drastically is finding out roughly. I'd like to know roughly how much material you guys are consuming on a weekly basis. Mostly so because there's no good way for me to estimate it. Just because of how sanitation works. I mostly see a number.
I think we probably buy more materials than anybody. We even started keeping track of it, I think yesterday or something. So yeah, I can pretty much tell you by next week how much materials we're getting a week. But
Okay.
I mean, honestly, I think we're easy getting like on a good week we get like 40 to 50K
Yeah.
a week.
Um,
So
now
we're getting more materials than anybody.
in regards to like your interest for running a shop, keep in mind that even if there was like, let's say 6, 7 groups involved with this, right? Two of those groups could always function out of the same shop, you know, for consolidation.
Yeah.
But the idea is using like spitball numbers, right? Let's pretend the city's only making like 10,000 materials a week. The way that splitting is going to happen is based on the needs of the groups. That material would get filtered to the mechanic shop. In regards to a front, every transaction, every like repair sale, would function like, you know, regular repairs are going on over there. In fact, I'm even gonna use it to subsidize LSPD repairs. So let's say you repair someone for like $2,500 across. The state pays for the LSPD repair. That money goes back in your pocket. You need, let's say, 5,000 of those materials for like Bitcoin mining. You just grab the 5,000 and we just, you know, the books just get cooked like you did a bunch of repairs for someone. The logic behind all this is while there's no way to like really estimate how much people are using for what, I think it's safe to assume that 50% of materials are going to random bullshit. And this is ensuring that it's going to repairs and in the right pockets.
The only thing that I see wrong with this, you know, and I don't know what you think about this, is I'd say more than 50% of the materials right now that are in the city are being run by people within the gang. So they either don't get paid anything or they get paid very minimal, but people are okay with that because it's within the gang.
Yes, that
like
is.
Most times when I go talk to people and try to get materials, they're like, yeah, we're doing it for internally for our own farm or something like that.
Yeah, that is probably the biggest challenge, but I think that's a good thing because the key here, in my opinion, is right now it's mostly gangs. Like you said, it's like Chris King, it's like Cypress's people. I'm not sure who you people are because I wake up later, but yeah, 1,000% right. But what this does is it influences the people that used to make money with tow or going and doing fishing right now to get them back doing sanding, right? Because they're going to see that like $12, $13 number, and it's going to get them back over there. And it costs me significantly. Okay, so Sani Saturday costs the state $4 million.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. So if instead I boost the amount of workers by paying them more, I actually save money on the state side while simultaneously resolving this repair problem happening in the city, while simultaneously a bunch of people get to line their pockets with materials. Now, I will say that I'm also talking to the feds about looking into this material issue because, how do I put this? I think material was sorted around a 24-hour cycle, and now there's even more need for material than like 5 months ago. So some of that's changing as well. But
yeah,
what I can do is this: we'll pencil you as a interested, and when I do talk to everybody, if there's enough interested parties, I'll probably get everyone together. You know.
Okay.
And
I'm down for that.
You know. All right. Easy. Is there anything you guys need? Any problems? Any legislation you're looking for?
Honestly, the only thing that I'm interested in, possibly, as far as like any kind of business goes, what I told you before you became mayor, is honestly something like H&O back in the day. It'd be just hydro cars.
Yeah.
I want to start like a rental business, and I'm down to completely fuck people if they use their cars in felonies or something, right? Like,
yeah,
it's not necessarily that I want people to go out there and have our cars go fucking shoot cops and stuff. At the same time, like being blunt, like if people want to go racing them or something, I wouldn't mind. Or if people want to go like do jobs well, maybe not jobs, to be honest. Just, I mean, it's at their own risk if they want to get fucked as far as like, big fines from the law, from like you guys. Because I know like back in the
Mm.
day, the government said if you use an H&O car and you do crime with it, then you get completely fucked.
Yes.
It was a special charge. You got big fines for that.
I like this a lot. Can you have one of your guys write up a business proposal? Right now, the problem is that the previous administration didn't write shit. So, like, I have to build it up. And I'm starting by doing, getting tow established, like actual, like, proper tow businesses. And I am trying to solve this material crisis and the stall problem. And then the next stage is I'm down for doing what? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Wait. If you can get a property for the business and get a business proposal going, and you can get me like a sample of how you're going to be auditing, like what do you call it, like rentals and shit like that, I'm down. Keep in mind that every official business is going to have to be auditable and taxable, and if those don't exist, it opens me up to impeachment.
Okay.
So
That's fine. Like,
yeah.
I'm down to run this as clean as possible. I just want to be honest, just
let's
get
fucking do it.
Different going, to be honest.
Because if you've got those three things, a property, a business proposal, and the like an example of how you guys are going to track your transactions, we can make that like I can fast track that easily.
Okay, I'm down for that.
All right. Yeah. So let me know when it's done, and boom, boom, make it happen.
All right, I'll try to get that as soon as possible.
Okay. If you can also get a lawyer to like pencil up like legislation that would protect your business and other rental companies, let me know. And just keep in mind the way that the feds are trying to do shit is like, we couldn't write anything specific. It's not going to be like, I don't know if you've seen the Marshall one where it's like, you got to be all these things that Angel is in order to become like the head of the Marshals. Like, I can't, I'm not going to be able to be like, company logo needs a snake and, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right.
Okay, yeah, I'll get that done.
Hell yeah. And if you know anyone else that's trying to run a business that can do those three things, business proposal and like example of how they're going to be keeping track of transactions, we can fast run them as well.
Okay. Is there like proper business thing now? The like business accounts and shit, or is that never coming back?
They exist, but like I keep asking how to do it, and it's like I keep getting the runaround. So I think like judges can do it, but it's like I don't know. It's kind of stupid because so much shit is like red taped in the DOJ now, and like some of the stuff that they could do, I don't know if they can do it again. I don't know, like they pretty much they said here are the keys, figure it out. So
okay. Interesting. All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, I've been writing everything down. What was the last thing you told me about? You want me to talk to a lawyer and ask him exactly what to
like draft up
what would
something
legislation look like?
Yeah, and they can find it on the city hall. So if they can help get that drafted, we can do it quicker. So it would be like, the things in there that would protect rental businesses while dictate exactly, like what would happen if you did used it inappropriately.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sounds good to me.
Yep. All right.
Thank you, Nino.
Oh yeah. Our brother. You take care.
Have a good one.
Yeah, if we can get all that, there's no reason why we don't get that sorted.